Hey YouTube, Doug Wallman. So today, early this morning, I got up around 4:11, 4:15 in there, and I got ready for a photography journey type of day where I went to a local park and shot some photos. So I've had my Canon R7 for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now, maybe 2.5 weeks, something like that. So I thought I'd do another video and kind of show you what this thing is capable of, at least in my hands. I'll go ahead and post a few of the photos. Most of them are probably from today, but I'll post, if I see something prior, I'll include those too. What I did a little different today is I did try the electronic shutter, and I thought that turned out pretty well. I know people are talking about the, what do you call it, the rolling shutter effect, but it didn't seem to bother me too much depending on how extreme it was. You know, if it was too much, I could just not use that photo. You know, you're gonna have to probably shoot extra photos and just not use the ones that you don't like. That's one of the caveats with this, but you're getting awesome quality out of this camera. I mean, the focus is often really tack sharp. It's quite amazing. You get a little extra reach with the sensor. What is it? The APS-C sensor. Still it's my current camera. The other one, the Canon 5D Mark IV, has a full frame sensor. You don't get quite the reach with that, but you do get a lot better, like in low light situations, you get less noisy pictures that way. But I did notice though that Lightroom and other software that's out there has the noise reduction software to take care of that. Seems like every day I get an ad from Topaz in my email, but I don't use that. I just use Lightroom. They have the noise reduction software in there. I think AI is involved with that too, possibly. Just kind of making it a little less noisy, and it seems you have to use it kind of sparingly sometimes. You don't want to overdo it, but then the sounds of nature are just super relaxing. So I'll go ahead and include those photos. Again, most of the better photos are probably from today, and I may even shoot a few more this evening if I get a chance after I probably switch lenses. So on the farther reaching stuff, you know, the ducks, obviously I had to use a different lens, so that would be my Sigma 150 to 600. I usually don't like to talk too much about my gear like that, but it's pretty obvious that was a far-reaching lens. And it's even more far-reaching with this crop factor here on this APS sensor, APS-C sensor, that is. I'm just kind of wondering where to kind of end the video so I can, or end this portion of the video so I can let you go on and see my photos. Seeing what else there is to talk about. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the camera so far, especially today. I got a really good chance to put it to some good use. I did kind of stick to mostly one place, mainly just shot ducks, but there's a few other subjects I found along the way, and will include any photos I deem worthy to show you, and I can only get a little better as I keep on practicing. I mean, I do have some awesome photos from my past, but you know, I haven't shot for a while, so maybe I'm a little rusty, and more than that, it's just finding the place, time to do it, finding an appropriate subject. Like, I'd love to shoot owls, but I don't go often to a place where I would find owls, you know what I mean? So anywho, with that, I'll let you watch the next portion of the video. We will see you in the next minute here. You'll see the photos I've been taking with this thing. And like I said, just see what you think. Is it sharp enough for you? No, I'm gonna probably not show the raw so much. I'm gonna go ahead and edit it in Lightroom and pull out maybe some colors and contrast and things like that. So hope you enjoy. Alright, so this marks the end of showing you the photos. Here's an alternate take that I could have used at the beginning of my video, but I opted for a different take. This is a little bit later towards the golden peak, or golden hour. Hey YouTube, Doug Wallman. So today I got up around 4:15 and I wanted to go out with my camera and go on a little expedition and shoot some awesome photos. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have done that today, because today was like it was the first day of spring or something. You know, it wasn't, but as far as appearances, that's what it sure looked like to me. I wanted to show you what this Canon R7 can do. So I'm going to show you some photos. A lot of them will be from today, but I may choose some other ones if I feel that they're worthy of being featured. One of the things you should try is that electronic shutter. That provides some pretty sharp images. Maybe being influenced by other YouTubers, other photographers, kind of encouraging that, I followed suit. I went ahead and tried it, and even though there's going to be some problems sometimes with that rolling shutter effect, I find that it's not that bad. If you have extra photos, you shoot enough, you can just go ahead and not use the ones that are impacted. Just shoot plenty of photos and you'll litigate that problem. What else do I want to say? I appreciate the fact that this camera has that APS-C sensor, so you have the additional reach. What is it, a 1.6 crop factor? As opposed to a full frame camera, which I know a full frame camera is going to give you a little better ISO, because you'll be able to crank it up and not have it be so noisy. You got a goose flying right over here, real close. But do keep in mind that you do have the option of using noise reduction software, and that does help quite a bit. I've just been using the one right inside of Adobe Lightroom. That works pretty good. So no matter what gear you have, just get out and shoot some photos. Don't just always live for the weekend, but of course use the weekend to get out and relax and enjoy yourself. It's time to get your mind right, and I mean right. What better way is there to relax and just kind of get your mind right than getting out in nature, taking some photos, and getting some fresh air? There is really no better remedy. For the kind of world we live in, we need to take a moment and relax. So I hope I'll be able to show you, feature some of my better photos. I mean, they probably aren't stellar yet, but practice makes perfect. I do have some really good photos in my past. Been a few years since I've lived in this one particular area where I had maybe more opportunity for that, but I live where I live now, and as you can see, I have a nice place to hang out. Of course, most of the subjects around here are ducks, geese. I did see an American mink, though. I did see that, and I'll try to feature that too. I don't know that I got him in the most stellar, you know, perfectly framed photo, but I'm gonna show it anyway. It's fine. It documented quite well the fact that I seen a mink. I think that's what it was. Pretty sure it had a little patch on its face. I think it's just kind of like the golden hour, so I chose a pretty good time to shoot this video here. Just kind of give me a minute just to take this in. You take it in with me. If it wasn't for that traffic noise, this would be even better. But how's everyone doing in YouTube land? How's everyone doing? Today actually started a little bit overcast, and it was pretty cold. I mean, not winter cold or anything, but it was a little nippy. I put on a really heavy flannel and a sweatshirt under that, I think, and I really enjoyed this day. It was almost like it was the first day of spring. Did I mention that already? Because I've shot this video like 8 times and I forget what I've said in which video. My bad. And it just doesn't get much better than this. I think I'll go ahead and end this portion of the video, but we'll see you on the next clip. I'll be showing off some of my photos. All right. We'll see you there. And here's still yet another take. It'll show the video capabilities. Hey YouTube, Doug Wallman. So today I decided I'm gonna get up and have a little escapade, little photo journey. Get out with my camera is what I mean, and shoot some photos in a local park. This is that local park, although this is more like in the afternoon, evening, and I shot most of my photos in the morning. So I've had this camera, the Canon R7, for about 2.5 weeks, I think, 3 weeks at the most, something like that. And I just thought I'd show you some of what this camera is capable of, at least in my hands. I'm not saying I'm the best photographer there ever was. I'm not. But let's say you're an amateur and you're just curious, what kind of photos does this take, you know? I do have a little bit of practice already under my belt, but one of those things would be to use back button focus. Today I tried something different. I was trying to learn. I tried the electronic shutter. I do realize it has that rolling shutter effect that sometimes you'll see in the images, not all the time. I just shoot plenty of photos and just try to use the ones that I like. And if I see the impact that the rolling shutter has, we'll move on to the next photo. It's fairly easy to mitigate that. I appreciate the fact that the Canon R7 has the 1.6 crop factor. Is that what it is, 1.6? If not, just know that it does have a little extra reach, quite a bit, compared to a full frame camera. One nice thing though about the full frame camera that I have is it's going to do a little better in low light situations. You won't have quite the noise when you're cranking up your ISO. So this will be a little noisier, the Canon R7, but just keep in mind there's noise reduction software available. And I've been using the one in Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom, and that works quite well actually. So I've got some really tack sharp images, even with the mechanical shutter, but I've been listening to some videos, YouTubers talking about, you know, that mechanical shutter does have a little vibration, that it kind of impacts the camera when you're shooting. So I thought, well, let's see if we can get a little sharper images using the electronic shutter. And lo and behold, I think I do have some sharper images. So like I said, back button focus is one thing. Use AF servo, if I'm saying the right way to pronounce it there. Has subject tracking, can track your eyes, have all those features turned on and available. Guys, just go ahead and shoot. Get out and shoot whatever camera you have, even if it's your Android or iPhone. It's time to get out in nature. It's time to get your mind right, and I mean right. That's a Cool Hand Luke reference, by the way. But the way the world is going, people are stressed out. We just need to have a mental break and not always live for the weekend. But if that is all you have, then I guess live for the weekend and get out and enjoy yourself. But even on the weekdays, see if you can take some time for yourself and just get out. What do they call it? Being grounded in nature. it's just an awesome experience. It was almost like today was the first day of spring. And we got the golden hour going on right now. The sun's kind of probably splashing on my face a little bit abstractly with these trees kind of in the way, semi in the way, but letting some light through. Yes, and I am shooting with the Canon R7 right now, so it gives you an idea what that looks like in that situation. Right when the sun's kind of ready to go down there, but I'm just trying to think what else I want to say. Just give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. Just to soak in all this beautiful scenery. The sounds, everything. There was some commotion going on earlier in one of the other videos I tried to do. Maybe I'll include that in, splice it into this section, because I didn't think that video turned out, but maybe with some of the commotion, maybe I'll include that. Extra sharpness, and yes, I have kind of seen that wobbly effect, but just take a few extra photos, maybe a lot, I don't know, but you should be able to select enough good photos if you just take plenty of photos, I guess. And got some geese commotion going on over here. That's awesome. So yeah, it's been a lovely day. I mean, if I could say anything about today, it almost is like it's the first day of spring. I know it's not, but as far as what spring should look like, we're there. When you have geese, you know they like to have their little escapades and whatnot. Escapades, they like to have their little fights. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. Play fights? And if it wasn't for all this traffic, this would be even better. This was really beautiful in the morning. It was a little colder. It's getting cold again a little bit, but not too bad. I'm just in a t-shirt, as you can see. And so I've been here recording for like the last, 40 minutes trying to get a good take. I keep thinking I can do a little better than that. So, well, I don't mean to keep you too long. Just know I've tried to feature some of my better photos, and I'll only get better as I keep taking more photos and getting out there in nature. Now, I do have some awesome photos in my past where I was at the right place at the right time, and I lived in a different place where some of those opportunities were there for me a little more so. But as you can see, this is a beautiful park here too, and it's one of the places I frequent probably most often, almost like there is no other place, but there is. I need to get out and try some other places too. I won't mention what place I'm at, but it's one of my favorite parks where I live. And I think you can see why. Did I mention I got a photo of a mink? I think it was an American mink. That one didn't turn out stellar, I wouldn't say. Like, it wasn't totally a photogenic moment for him, or I didn't quite do it right. But it did document quite well that I was encountering a mink. Anyway, I'll feature some of my better photos, and maybe just some that at least were decent, because maybe I'm an amateur too, I don't know. But I've taken some photos that probably border on professional, I would like to think. I'm not sure where my audience is on their photography skills, but I'll kind of recap a little bit here. I would encourage you to use the back button focus. If I didn't mention that already, go ahead and use the electronic shutter. Make sure you have the AF servo. Is it AF? No, it's AL servo. Al servo, something like that. your subject, so it can, like it says people, animals, I think it even says cars. Turn it on animals, and it'll track the animal's eye, have the eye detect on, things like that. Of course, you're going to have to do your own kind of schooling on figuring out a good shoot in manual mode and learn all that. Your shutter speed, your aperture, and your ISO. Just kind of learn how all that works, and you'll be good to go in no time. You have to be willing to learn and experiment with different combinations of those things. Watch lots of YouTube videos, and if nothing else, just get out. Walk around in nature, hike, or walk slow. I just, in some moments, I really had to walk slow and not miss anything, because there's always something there. I don't think I walked quite slow enough today, and the turtle kind of scattered off, and kind of missed the opportunity there with the turtle. But there's plenty of good shots I got today, so I better get on and share some of those with you, in addition to maybe some other photos I took since I've had this camera. But today was the first day I used that Today is the first day I used the electronic shutter. I thought, I'm going to give that a try, because I've heard people talk about it, and I haven't tried it yet. So I think I had a portion of it turned on, like the first curtain or second curtain or something, but I don't know if that's on by default. I don't know. But I turned it on to electronic shutter, and I'm thinking I may have had it set to 30, the thing where it's on repeat. I think I hear a cardinal in the background there. Yeah, I've been hearing the cardinal quite a bit. I did get a cardinal last weekend, but I think I was on the mechanical shutter then. But any hoosers, I'll get on to the next portion. We'll see you there. I'll go ahead and kind of do a little demo, slideshow or whatever, a little presentation of these featured photos, maybe even some not so featured photos, but we'll show them to you anyway. All right, this is it this time. Remember to like and subscribe, make comments, and we will see you in the next video. So here's 3 extra photos for being extra patient, for listening, watching, and waiting. I'm just curious what it would have sounded like. If I just used a microphone on the camera, the camera's internal microphone. Testing 1, 2, 3. So other than that, I was using the Elvoxcon wireless. I think it's like UHF or something. I don't know. Anyway, how does the internal microphone sound? I'm only like 3-4 feet back from the camera, and I put it on auto, which I hardly ever use the auto setting, because I set my own levels. But anyhow, just curious how that would sound if I just used a camera as a microphone. Testing.